Hello there, it's Jay here with Jay's Vintage Junk, and today we are, we're in the bathroom, and this is the next instalment on the Amstrad CPC 464 restoration. And what we're going to be doing now is cleaning the rather manky casing up. Now what I've got in the bath there is some warm water. It's not hot water, so I can keep my hand in there quite easily. It's no problem at all. I just realised I've still got my anti-static wrist strap on, so I'll take that off so I don't get it wet. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting all the bits like this. So there's no electrics on that anymore, it's just the keyboard. And we're going to be putting these in the water, giving them a good soak and giving them a good scrub. So we'll start straight away with that. That can go in the water like that. Then we have the base here, which is rather manky. The sticker's actually peeling off on this, so what I might do, if it's easy, yeah, I'm going to possibly take the sticker off the bottom. There we are, yeah, that was easy enough. So I've just peeled the sticker off the bottom because we can reattach that with some proper glue later. It was peeling up at one corner anyway. So that's just been taken off there. That can go in the water, like that. So them two are soaking away nicely. Now with the deck itself, I know this might look odd, but I'm not actually going to bother taking the LED out. So that tiny little bit of circuit board there, and it's so well glued in on this one. I just know I'm going to break off one of them two little retaining plastic tags there if I try and take that out. I just desoldered that from the tape recorder because it was easier to do that than to try and force that off there. So anyway, that's going to stay in situ, but we can take them little bits of insulating washer off and we'll keep them somewhere safe. But what we do need to do is we'll take that screw out and take that spring out. That spring and that screw there. So just need something to undo them with. I've got a screwdriver in my pocket. So we'll just take them out. So screw out. We'll take out that spring there. And what we will do as well is we will just take the drawer there actually off, and to do that all we need to do is a little tab in there, just push it in, pop it out, and same on that side, and that's the drawer off, and that will go in the water with the rest. We'll push the keyboard a bit further down there. And again with this, that little plastic window there will just snap out if you're careful. I'll just have to do this off camera for a second. There we go, that's one. You have to be careful doing this because your camera's breaking little tags off, but if you're careful. Oops. This one is being awkward because I'm trying to do it on camera, but it won't take much, and we'll pop this out. There we go. I knew it would come out in the end. So that's the window out of there, and that's not damaged. And we can stick them in the water like that. So that's everything in the water soaking away. The next thing we need, a couple of brushes. I've got a paintbrush there. Don't think that's been used for paint. And a good old-fashioned toothbrush. And the next thing we need to do really is just get down here and get in with a brush like that. And just work in between the keys as well. What you're trying to do is get all that crud that's underneath the keys out of there as well. In fact, let's just push these a bit further down in the back. You do need to have fairly understanding other members of the family to be able to do this, I will say. And don't do it if you've got a brand new bathroom suite, because your other half will kill you. Get in there with that. Give that a good scrub. You can see already there, all that horrible crap that was under the keys has all gone. All that crap that had built up on the keys is all gone. And it's pretty much looking like new, that. Well, we'll leave that in the water and we'll move on to the next bit, which is the base. And even just soaking in the water you can see how much cleaner that's come. But we will get the paintbrush and just work it into all the grooves, all the crevices, anywhere that dust and dirt and grime can hold itself really. We'll really get in there and give that a good hard scrub. Just like that. On the back as well. You can't really damage it by doing this, and all you're working on is plastics, so really go to town on it. Try and work it into all the little grooves. That's why I find these paintbrushes work really, really well, because they're quite soft. You can get bristles right into all the little bits, like in here, where all the grime and the muck congregates. Just really work it in. There we go. We can leave that back in the water for a bit, and we will do the same with this. The tops are by far always the dirtiest on these. Like I say, all the muck gets into every little nook and cranny, and it takes a bit of agitation with a brush like that just to clear it all out and get it all nice and clean again. We'll get the toothbrush on them in them stubborn little corners in a second. We'll get it nice and well worked into all the corners in that deck area there. We get the toothbrush. We'll get in here with a toothbrush. Yeah, that's okay. Really get in there, and on the bottom. That's it, that's what we're looking to do. You can see there, we've got all the crap out of that. All that was worked in there is all gone now. Get that in there. Like we did with the other, we want to get all these vents and grills clean. We'll get this paint off. And see, that's just sat in the water just for a little bit of time, and as you can see, it doesn't take much with your fingernail then just to get the remnants off like that. That's all that paintwork gone. And really get in where there's any embossed lettering like that, where the grime's got ingrained into the case. So best spending your most amount of time on this top piece here. Get this really nice and clean. So we've still got that paint on there, but as you can see, just with the detergent and the warm water and a little bit of agitation, that is just coming off. There we are. Give that a scrub. That's all that paint off there. Just got this bit to do here. There we go. Get back on with the scrubbing brush, give it a quick rinse off. And we can see all that paint residue that was on there, still a bit more here. Someone really wasn't very careful when they was decorating around this thing, I don't think. But as we can see, it just all cleans off nicely. Just like that. That's all that paint residue that was on there is gone. But a little bit on that corner still there. And you don't really want to use anything more abrasive than your fingernail for this, or else you risk marking the plastic. But as we can see there, we've got all the dirt off it. We've got all the paint marks off it, which are what really detract from these things, because they look horrible when they've got old emulsion paint, and it just looks like no one's looked after them ever. And once in their life they were looked after, but then they were neglected, and now we need to bring them back to how they should be. So as we can see, there we go. There's a little bit of an imperfection there, but that's actually in the anodizing. It's in the aluminium, so I can't do anything about that, but that really is not bad at all. I've got a little bit of paint in that gap there, I've just noticed. So what we will do there is we just get the cocktail stick and we just get it in, and we can literally just scrape that bit of paint out that's got stuck in that groove there. Get rid of that. Give that a quick swash around again. Right, okay. And next we've got the tape front. That's not going to need much. We'll just give it in there where the perspex lies. Just needs a quick squidge over. It's nice and clean inside. Okay, and same for the perspex. Really, the perspex is nice and clean and ready to go back on. So we will empty that water away. It shouldn't take a second, more than a second or two. I don't think there's anything blocking the drain. It's going anyway. And we need to just dry these off now. Now, a lot of this is going to be fairly easy to dry off. And all we're going to use is kitchen paper, so just start literally giving it a good dry, and then I'll be banging these on the radiator for half an hour just to make sure everything's completely dry. But you can see how that's come up just from that little bit of a wash. That's looking much cleaner than it did. And what we will do now is just get the shower out. Switch the shower on. There's cold water here. Doesn't need to be anything else. And all we want to do is get all them suds or anything like that off the bigger pieces. Anywhere that it'd be hard to get it off. Just give it a good rinse down. Like that. And you can see the difference on that case already, can't you? Put that to one side. Bit of plastic there. That will just dry with some tissue paper. The base, again, we'll just give that a hose down like that. That has a bit of a hose down. Oops. And lastly, keyboard. Again, we just want to get any suds or anything that we had remaining in there out. There we go, that's the keyboard clean. I'll just shut the shower off. And there we go. We just need to get that dry now. So all we'll do is we'll give it a quick blot with some paper to get the worst of it off. The hardest thing to get dry really is the keyboard, because you don't really want to have to go taking all the key switches off. You can do, you can press little tabs in and get them all off, but it's not really recommended unless you have to. So what we're going to do with that is just stick that on the radiator like that, so that can dry. The radiators are on at the moment, it's nice and warm. It's not overly hot, but it's nice and warm. And let's get the rest of these little bits, and we'll literally just we'll sit these like that. In fact, that will just dry off. That's a bit damp. But we will sit things like this on the radiator. We will, if we look, there's the case that we've cleaned now. We'll get the worst of the damp off this just with this cloth, just so you can see what it looks like now it's clean. Give that a really nice wipe over, like that. And there we are. Now that was absolutely filthy. It was full of paint specks. As we can see, all paint specks have gone now. All the dust and the muck that was in all these corners around here is all gone. All that was built up around here, that's all gone. Inside's spotless as well. So we'll put that there in front of the radiator. And again with the base, as we saw, it was absolutely filthy when we started. It had bits where there was liquid had been spilt in it over the years. We will just get the worst of the wet off it with this bit of towel, just literally just a bit of kitchen towel. Just give it a quick dry off. This is just to make drying it through the radiator a little bit quicker. But yeah, that's what we've got there. We will put that in front of the radiator there. So there we have the base, the front. We've got the cassette lid there in 2 pieces, and we have got the keyboard there complete and just drying out nicely. So I'll leave that probably for about between half an hour and an hour just to dry out, and then it's ready for reassembly. So I'm going to leave this at that for now, and hopefully in the next video we'll be putting all this back together and testing it. So thanks for that, and goodbye.